Hello. My favourite food is bread. Homemade, freshly baked bread, especially the crust. But recently there's been a problem. The shops haven't had yeast. Our daughter said, well, don't worry, what you've got to do is make sourdough, because sourdough you don't need to have yeast. You produce your own starter. It takes about a fortnight, well, it takes about a week in fact, and here's my sourdough starter. You start off with flour and water and you mix it up and you leave it in a bowl overnight, and then the next day you add more flour and more water, and then the third day you add more flour and more water, and then you throw half of it away. Took me a while to get my head round that. And then the next day you add more flour and more water. You do that every day for about a week, and then you see the bubbles begin to appear and it starts to expand and to rise to about half its volume, and it's picked up the yeast that's in the air, and you've created your starter and you're ready to make the bread. And so you make the bread with flour and water and a little salt, and you save some for the next day so that you can build it up again and make some more. And it occurred to me that this is how they made bread in Jesus' time. And in fact, Jesus talked about bread, and he talked about leaven or yeast. He said the kingdom of heaven is like yeast. It grows naturally. And that's very true about Christianity and about our faith. If it's real, if it's living, it will grow. But every day we have to feed it. We have to feed it with prayer and Bible readings. We have to feed it with fellowship with other Christians, even if at the moment that has to be virtual fellowship. We have to also put it into practice. A lot of people think that faith is just a static thing. You know, you believe this, I believe that. What's the difference? It's just the way it is. But faith isn't like that. It's a living thing. It's a relationship with God. And we need to feed it, to keep it going every day and nurture it. And then we have to give it away because it keeps on growing. Now, sometimes someone comes along to church, maybe they go on an Alpha course and they become a Christian, and we're very thrilled, and they become part of the church, and then perhaps a year later they move, or they go to a different church, and we think, oh dear, what a pity. But we shouldn't think like that. We should think, good, we need to give our faith away because it keeps growing, and as we nurture it, we should be all the time sharing it with others. It will keep growing. Now, I have a confession to make that my starter has been sitting in the fridge for the last week and I've not been feeding it. I think it's still alive, and I think that if I bring it up to temperature and start adding more flour and water, it will get going again. But I wonder perhaps sometimes if our faith is like that. You know, we've just put it in the fridge. We've not been nurturing it. We've not been feeding it day by day. We've not been giving it away. And the time has come to get it out and to bring it to life again and to share it with other people. Bless you.